1. Introduction. This is the beginning of my story. My name is Zoe, and I am a doctor. For 18 years, I was married to my husband, Brian. I truly believed that our marriage was perfect. I thought the life we built was strong and happy, based on true love and deep trust. I first met Brian when I was 18 years old, starting university. Brian was 20. He was very charming and full of exciting plans. We fell in love very quickly. Our relationship felt good and right. We decided to get married when we were young. Our wedding day was beautiful and full of hope for our future. Many people said we were the perfect couple. We believed them. I worked very hard to become a doctor. Brian always seemed to support my career. He told me he was proud. He also worked hard in finance. His job often required long hours and business trips to other cities. We bought a lovely house and made it our home. We built our life together, year after year, for 18 years. I believed we had a deep connection and a safe, comfortable love. I trusted Brian completely. I thought he was always honest with me. I did not question his late nights or his business trips. I thought this was normal for his job. For 18 years, this was how I saw my life and my marriage. I believed our life was safe, honest, and perfect. But this belief was not correct. There was a truth hidden from me for many of those 18 years. A truth about Brian, a truth about our marriage. This truth was a big secret Brian kept. It existed in our life, but I did not know it was there. When I finally found this truth, it was a terrible shock. It felt like the ground disappeared. Everything I believed about my marriage and life with Brian changed in that moment. 18 years of shared life felt like a story that was not real. The love I felt, the trust I had given, all of it was questioned. This truth changed everything. It changed my past, my future, how I saw myself, and how I saw Brian. Finding this truth was the most painful experience. It broke my heart and made me feel lost. This story is about finding that truth. It is about the secret that was kept. It is about what happened next. And it is about how I learned to live my life again after everything I believed was broken. My name is Zoe. I am a doctor. This is my story. For 18 years, I believed I had a perfect marriage to Brian. We built a life I thought was based on love and trust. Then I discovered the truth, a truth that changed everything. 2. Our happy start. I remember the first time I met Brian very well. I was just 18 years old then, and I was starting my time at university. It was a new and exciting time for me. Brian was 20 years old, a little older than me. He was very charming and easy to talk to. He had a way of making me feel special right from the start. We spent a lot of time together, and it felt like we knew each other for a long time, even though it was only a few weeks. We fell in love quite fast. It was a strong feeling, and we both felt very happy. We decided to get married while we were still young. It felt like the right thing to do because we loved each other so much. Our wedding day was beautiful. Everything was perfect. We had our family and friends with us, and the sun was shining. There was a lot of happiness and hope for our life together. People who knew us often said that we were the perfect couple. We looked happy, and we felt happy together. After we got married, I worked very hard at university. I wanted to become a doctor. It was a lot of study and long hours, but I had a big dream. I thought Brian was always there for me, supporting my dream. He told me he was proud of me and how hard I worked. He had a job in finance, and he worked hard too. We built a life together, step by step. We found a lovely house, and we made it our home. It was a comfortable place, full of our things and our memories. Our love felt deep and safe. It was the kind of love you see in movies, where two people are truly happy and understand each other. I trusted Brian completely with everything. I believed that we had a wonderful future ahead of us, a long and happy life together. I truly thought we were a perfect match and that our happy start would last forever. 3 small worries. Over the last few years, small things started to feel a little strange. Brian began taking more business trips. He went to a city about 2 hours away. He went for 2 or 3 days at a time. When he was home, he was more private with his phone. He always kept the screen down. He took calls in another room. I thought these were important work calls. I tried to understand. Sometimes he seemed distant. He looked lost in thought. When I asked him, he just said he was tired from work. He said he had a long day. I accepted this. I was also very busy. My job as a doctor was demanding. I worked long hours at the hospital. There were stressful days. I was often tired too. Maybe because I was so busy, I did not see things clearly. Or maybe I did not want to see them. I told myself I was imagining things. I thought the small worries were not important. I thought he was just tired. Brian worked hard in finance. It was normal to be tired and have private calls. I wanted to believe everything was perfectly fine. I wanted our marriage to be fine. I did not want problems. I pushed the worries away. I did not talk to Brian about them much. I hoped that everything was okay. I really wanted it to be okay. These small changes felt like tiny clouds. I did not know they were signs of trouble. I continued my busy life at the hospital. I tried not to think about the strange feeling. I wanted to keep the picture of our happy life. I believed in the life we had for 18 years. Thinking something was wrong felt too hard, so I did not think about it. I just continued. The day I found out, it was a Tuesday. Brian was away on a business trip, as he often was. I had a rare day off from the hospital. The house was quiet. I decided to do something nice for Brian. His home office was always very messy. Papers were everywhere. Books were on the floor. I thought I would surprise him and clean it. I went into the office. It was just as I expected, full of things. I started putting papers into piles. I cleaned the desk. Then I opened a drawer to put some things away. In the back of the drawer, hidden under old papers, I found a small book. It looked like a planner made of dark leather. I had never seen it before. It wasn't Brian's normal work diary. My hand stopped. Why was it hidden? My curiosity was strong. I picked up the planner and opened it. My heart started to beat very fast. Inside, I saw dates marked with small red hearts. These were not important dates for us, not our anniversary, not my birthday. I looked closer. Next to some dates, there were names. I saw the name Lily. I saw the name Thomas. Who were these people? I didn't know any Lily or Thomas that Brian knew well. I turned more pages. I found small pieces of paper inside the planner. There were receipts. One was for children's toys. Another was for a payment to a place called a kindergarten. The address was in the city where Brian went for his business trips. There was also a receipt for flowers sent to a name, Lily Hayes. My hands started to shake. My mind was full of questions. Lily Hayes, Thomas, the city, the kindergarten, children's toys. It felt very wrong. This was not just a work planner. I quickly went to my computer. I typed Lily Hayes and the name of the city into the internet. I felt nervous. I clicked on a link. It was a social media page. I saw pictures of a woman, Lily Hayes, and in many pictures I saw Brian. He was smiling. He looked happy. There was also a little boy in the pictures. He had Brian's eyes. He looked about 5 or 6 years old. One picture showed Brian and the boy. The words under it said, "My 2 favorite men. Happy Father's Day, my love." The date was from last year. My world stopped. It was not possible. Brian, this woman, this boy, he had another family. My 18 years of marriage felt like a terrible lie. The truth was right there in the pictures. I felt sick inside. Everything was changed in one moment. 5. The awful truth. I looked at the planner I found in the drawer. Inside, there were dates marked with small red hearts. I thought maybe they were for us, but they were not our anniversaries or special days. They were different dates. Next to some dates, I saw names written, Lily and Thomas. I did not know these names. Who were Lily and Thomas? My heart felt a little strange. I looked more closely inside the planner. I found some papers hidden under the dates. They were receipts. One receipt was for children's toys. Another receipt was for a payment to a school for young children. This school was in the city where Brian often went for his business trips. There was also a receipt for flowers. The flowers were sent to a woman named Lily Hayes. My hands started to shake very badly. My head felt light. This information did not make sense. It felt wrong. It felt like a secret, a big one. I felt a terrible fear begin inside me. I needed to know what this meant. I had to understand. I quickly went to my computer in the office. I opened the internet. I searched for Lily Hayes and the name of the city from the receipt. I found something. I found a page on social media. It belonged to a woman named Lily Hayes. I looked at the photos on her page. I saw pictures of Lily, and I saw pictures of Brian. Brian was in many photos with Lily. They were smiling and looked happy together. Then I saw pictures of a little boy. The boy was in photos with Lily and Brian. He looked about 6 years old. I looked at the boy's face very carefully. He had eyes like Brian's eyes. I felt a shock go through my body. I read the words under one photo. It was a picture of Brian and the little boy together. The words said, "My two favorite men. Happy Father's Day, my love." This photo was from last year. Suddenly, everything became clear. The business trips to that city, the secret phone calls. It all made a terrible, awful sense now. Brian did not just have a job in that city. He had another life. He had another family. Lily Hayes was his partner. Thomas was his son. He had kept this secret from me for a very long time. My whole world stopped turning. My marriage was 18 years long. For 18 years, I believed I had a happy life with my husband. But finding this planner, these receipts, these photos, showed me the truth. My 18 years felt like a big, terrible lie. The man I married, the life we built together, felt completely fake. The truth was more awful than I could imagine. 6, the big talk. I could not sleep that night. I waited for Brian to come home. The house felt strange and quiet. My head was full of the things I had found, the planner, the names, the photos. I felt a deep sadness and a cold fear. The next day felt very long. Finally, Brian arrived home. He came in smiling, holding a small gift in his hand. It was a souvenir, maybe from the city he visited for work. I looked at his face, the face I had loved for 18 years. It was hard to see him now. I felt like I did not know him at all. I waited until we were in the bedroom. My hands were shaking a little. I put the leather planner and the printed photos on our bed. They lay there, small pieces of a very big secret. I looked at Brian. My voice was quiet. "Who is Lily, Brian? And who is Thomas?" I asked him. His face changed immediately. It went white. He looked at the things on the bed, then back at me. For a moment, he did not speak. Then he tried to deny it. "Zoe, it's a mistake, a misunderstanding. She's just someone from work," he said quickly. But I knew he was lying. The photos showed everything. His son's face looked like his. The dates in the planner were clear. He saw that I knew the truth. He stopped trying to deny it. He finally started to talk. His voice was low. He told me that Lily was his partner. Thomas was his son. He said Thomas was 6 years old. He told me he had known Lily for 7 years. 7 years. For 7 years, he had lived this other life. My heart hurt in a way I cannot describe. He said he didn't mean for it to happen. He said he loved us both. Hearing those words made the pain even worse. How could he say that? How could he think this was okay? He said he did not want to hurt me. He thought he could keep his two lives separate. His confession, his words, and his actions over so many years made me feel completely betrayed. Everything I thought was real, our life together, felt like a big lie. 7, a new life for me. I felt very empty inside after finding out the truth. I told Brian to pack his things. I told him to leave our house right away. Our 18 years together felt like a big lie. Getting divorced was a long and difficult time. Brian made it hard. He wanted to keep money and things. News about us spread quickly to our friends and the people we worked with. Some friends felt sorry for me, but others talked quietly and judged me. Some people who I thought were my friends even stopped talking to me. They chose to be on Brian's side. I found out more about Lily. People told me she was a woman Brian met at a work meeting. They said she was different from me, a doctor. They said she was less demanding and understood him better. Hearing this hurt me a lot. It made me feel like I was not good enough. My job as a doctor became the most important thing for me. Going to the hospital, helping people, saving lives, that felt real and good. My patients needed me, and this helped me focus on something important that was not about Brian and his lies. Work was a safe place away from the pain at home. I decided I could not live in the house anymore. It was full of memories, but now they felt like ghosts of his lies. So I sold our house. It was hard to leave, but I needed a new start in a new place. I knew I needed help to feel better. I started seeing a therapist. It helped me to talk about everything. It was a lot to understand, 18 years of lies and secrets. The therapist helped me to unpack all the difficult feelings and thoughts. I had to understand how I had been fooled for so long. Healing took a very long time. It was not fast or easy. For many years, I felt very angry. I felt a deep sadness that stayed with me. I felt hurt and betrayed every day. There were times when I felt confused. I asked myself, how did I not see this? I questioned myself. I thought, maybe I am not smart, or maybe I am not a good person if this happened to me. I questioned my worth, but very slowly things started to change. I began to understand something important. Brian's actions showed who he was. They did not show who I was. He was the one who lied and built a false life. He broke the false picture, the illusion that he made around me. I did not break it. I was living in a world he created. I am Zoe. I am a doctor. I am strong. I went through a very difficult time, but I survived. I am a survivor. Finding the truth was terrible, like a big shock. It almost destroyed me. But in the end, it also set me free from living a lie. It helped me find my true self again. 8. Stronger now. It took many years for me to feel better after everything happened. The process of healing was very slow, step by step. I felt a lot of difficult emotions. There was a lot of anger about the lies. There was also a deep sadness, a sadness that stayed for a long time. Some days were very hard. I cried often. I spent time thinking about the past, about my marriage and the 18 years. It was hard to accept that it was not what I thought. Sometimes I had negative thoughts about myself. I asked myself questions like, how could I not see it? Was I not smart enough? Was I blind to the truth? I questioned my own judgment and my value as a person. These thoughts made the healing path more difficult. But slowly, like the season changing, I started to feel stronger inside. My way of thinking about things began to change. I started to understand something very important. Brian's actions, his secrets, his second family, these things showed who he was as a person. They were his choices, his mistakes. They did not show anything about me. His deception was his story, not mine. He built a false picture of our life, like a dream that was not real. When the truth came out, that false picture broke into many pieces. But I, Zoe, did not break. I was still here, still standing. I remembered who I was before meeting him and the person I became because of my hard work. I am Dr. Zoe. My job is very important. I help people every day in the hospital. This work is real and meaningful. I know now that I am a strong person. I went through a very painful situation and I survived it. I am a survivor. My life is different now. I live in my own apartment. It is not big, but it feels bright and clean. It is my own space. There are no sad memories of him here. My work continues to be a central part of my life. It gives me a reason to get up each day and makes me feel like I am doing something good. I have not thought about dating since the divorce finished. Maybe in the future, I will want to meet someone new. But I am not looking for a partner to make me happy or feel complete. I have learned that I can be happy and complete on my own. I am a whole person by myself. Finding the truth about Brian was a terrible shock. It felt like my world ended for a while. It brought a lot of pain and sadness. But looking back now, I can see that the truth was also a form of freedom. It showed me the lie I was living inside. It was like opening a door to a new life, a real life. The truth set me free from the years of deception. It allowed me to leave the past life behind. For 18 years, I thought I loved a man named Brian. But the man I thought I knew, the perfect husband, did not truly exist. He was a character in a story he created. And finding that painful truth finally allowed me to find the real person myself. I am stronger now because of it.